afternoon, good day, everyone, and welcome to the Tollgate Farms ground here in the North Bend, Greater Seattle area. We've had a delayed start because of weather conditions, the ground outfield being wet. Finally, the team here have done an excellent job to get the ground back in shape. The umpires are in, and the news from the center is the Seattle Thunderbolts in this doubleheader weekend. In the second game of this doubleheader weekend against San Ramon, Grizzlies have won the toss today and elected to bat. And their two batters are in. I'll quickly go through the squad here. So for the game today, the Seattle Thunderbolts team made a couple of changes. As look at Ian Chauhan, Lahiru Malantha, Shreyas Chitnani, Abhinav Sudarshanam. As Abhinav comes in new today. Sujit Nayak, Shashwat Kohli, Shadley Kalkwik, Matt Hennig. Rishabh Mohan is the other change. Cincy and Rahul Nama. This particular team, they won the game yesterday, so they would be pretty upbeat coming into this game. And for the San Ramon Grizzlies, they are pretty much unchanged as yesterday. After the win yesterday, Seattle Thunderbolts made a slight change in the points table. As we started this weekend, the Grizzlies were at 6 points and just above the Thunderbolts, who were at 4. But after yesterday's game, the Thunderbolts have moved up to number 3 with 3 wins out of 5 games. And they have 6, and just behind East Bay Blazers and Silicon Valley Strikers. Whereas the Grizzlies have slid down one position at number 4, and they would be looking to make some amends this weekend. So we are all set for a great day's cricket here. Albeit the weather out here, as we see today, is it's a slightly overcast, cloudy, and we should be seeing some movement because of all that. But the forecast seems pretty clear from here on. We may not see much of rain coming down. It may not be warm, and in many ways an ideal setting to have a relaxed game of cricket. So with that, I'll be shortly joined by my commentary partner from yesterday, Anurag, and it would be. I will look forward to having an exciting game of cricket today. It was exciting in many ways yesterday. It was a low-scoring game, as we've been saying this all day yesterday, that Tollgate Farm historically has been known for having low scores because it aids everybody. It gives enough and more for the bowlers to do. And it also gives enough opportunities for the batters. And we saw some exciting moments yesterday. And so as we get set for today, I'm happy to welcome Anurag out here. Hi, Anurag.
Hi, Shil. Hey, folks, all the viewers who are watching our live telecast. Finally, we are starting. It's been a couple of hours of delay. But it's always good to be back on the field, watching the cricketers in action. It's a warm day now, and a little humid, obviously because of all the rain that has been in this area. But the groundsmen have worked really hard, Sheel, for 2 hours plus. I guess this is a slight delay again because they want to patch up one more area here. But yeah, I think they have worked incredibly hard to have the game sorted out and ready to start. Sheila, I wish we had the super choppers, that are these days around the world.
But I must commend. I've been here for a couple of hours looking at what the entire team has been doing, and it's incredible. I took a walk about an hour back, and there were multiple areas around the wicket which was completely soaking wet. And it was a bit of worry for fielders, especially in close-in fielders, how feasible it would be. But over the last an hour or so, the team has done a remarkable job. Bags of sawdust have made its way, and you could see those patches around on your screens. There are multiple patches of sawdust, and the conditions look perfect now. The umpires have taken stock of the situation, and they feel that we are all set to get the game started. Important game. Obviously, it would have been a pity to have lost it to the weather, because both these teams need to play games. Abandoned games won't help their chances on the points table. So better late than never. It was supposed to be a 10:30 start earlier, which got pushed to noon, and then finally we could get it started at 2 now local time. So over to the game, and unchanged side here for the Grizzlies. Couple of changes for the Thunderbolts. Taj Wali, their spearhead, is at the top of the mark, and the two openers for Thunderbolts, the skipper Ian Chauhan, who's on strike, and Lahiru Milantha on the non-striker end. And clearly Taj wants his run-up to be a little more comfortable. He's getting his foot, he's getting some sawdust there to get his footing right, and that's so important for bowlers today.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So all set. The umpires today is Mr. Ramesh and Mr. Viral Desai, and they are all set, and we have a game here. Watchfully played the first ball, Ian Dev Chauhan. Defensively in the middle of the bat, that's a good feeling. He, as a skipper, chose to bat today after winning the toss. Obviously, after yesterday, he kind of feels that it would be always nice to put the total on board and then dominate the game, dominate the opposition's chase.
What do you think about the team the Thunderbolts have chosen today? They have brought in an extra batsman in Abhinav Sundarsham to replace Sanat Mishra. And then there's been another change in bringing in, this is a pretty interesting change because they've got an off spinner now in this squad in Rishabh Mohan, and they've left one fast bowler out. So clearly yesterday's tactics was to go all out pace, but today they've mixed it with getting extra spinner, and so their pace options today are limited to only 3 pacers. Sheil.
I think it's a good call because we did feel there were a pacer too many yesterday, especially on this wicket. We saw the spinners had a lot of purchase, and having that 3+3 is a good balance to come in with.
Okay, so looks like completely different Milantha out there today. He's from the first ball, he's trying to take the charge. That was his first ball. He tried to heave it over long on, but couldn't connect.
I was having a word yesterday with their coaching team for Thunderbolts, and there was an emphatic insight, that a reflective insight that was shared, that he was surprised that batters were not deploying the sweep shot more against the spinners in this wicket. Oh, that's a lovely shot up in the air. For a brief moment it thought that the third man fielder coming in could have probably held that. Fell a little short, bounced over the fielder. The first boundary comes up. Clearly, I agree with you, Anurag. Milantha looking in a different mood today, or at least come with a different resolve that he's not going to get bogged down like yesterday.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think it's a good approach. You know, I mean, usually at the top these days, the teams tend to go really hard at it. At least one of the batsmen, one of the two. So clearly, I think the roles have reversed today. Hopefully, Ian is what Ian is. You know, he'll play his natural game. But Milantha has started pretty briskly here.
Yeah, once again, it's up in the air.
I see, okay.
But there was nobody there. He clearly took a look when the bowler started running in, he took a
Back
quick
here.
look over his shoulder to see
Up to maybe the bowler.
the leg side positioning of the field, and sort of dabbed the ball there. It was gentle dab, that's what you call it, and the ball was up in the air for a brief moment. Nobody there, no damage done, but that's not the most confident of shots. Nevertheless, got him a single.
Absolutely, and I think this, as we've called it out all day yesterday, the pitch is good, has an even bounce, but there are spots when one or two will stop it on you.
Yes, true.
Oh, but this is a marvelous shot by Ian. He just did a short arm pull there, all the way
So when it
in
goes
the
out of
open
bounds,
field
like,
areas of
where
Tollgate
do you
Farms
stay on the
for a
ball?
huge
You
six.
just stay.
I think it's an
where you
incredible
are until
start.
I tell
12 runs.
Okay.
So once you follow
for the first
ball,
over.
you get to the fielder. Just stay with the fielder or wherever the ball went, and stay there until I say reset. When I say reset, then you're
Got
free
it.
to come back.
Okay. Thank you.
The first over, 12 runs, completely a 360-degree change from what was yesterday. For Thunderbolts, they took a long time. They got a little bogged down, probably a little circumspect playing in this particular venue for the first time this season. Now, all that doubts have been put to rest today, and that outing yesterday has probably given them some sort of game plan, because both the players have come out completely smoking hot. A six from Ian Chauhan, a boundary from Lahiru Milantha, and we are the second over to start. And the best news is Ian is back. He was hit on the head yesterday. He had a concussion sub while batting, so it's excellent to see him opening the attack for the Grizzlies. The last thing you need is a player sidelined due to injury.
Absolutely, I think this is heartening to see. A young fast bowler coming back at the top of his run-up. Looks fresh, warm, raring to go. But I have, it's a great start. At the end of the first over, 12 runs, both the players got a boundary each.
Yeah,
And
the intent is pretty clear from Lahiru here.
yep.
It was way outside the leg stump, wide for sure, but he threw the kitchen sink at it. He probably had no half measures. It is pretty clear that he has been assigned a role today, and the role is definitely not of a sheet anchor. He's going to play short, and probably it has got to do with facing two left-handed bowlers. He probably has a better angle to navigate them versus a right-handed batter. Oh, that's a brisk one coming at his body. Slightly short pitch, beaten for pace there, clearly.
Yeah, it didn't bounce as how much he expected.
Yeah.
And probably that's why he was beaten there. But I think one of the things that I would call out, Sheer, is that I think that having that extra batsman today in the lineup probably is that added cushion that they needed. Mindset-wise, to feel secure if they want to go hard at the top. And I think that's one of the reasons why they made those changes in the lineup today.
Oh, that's a pickup shot there, and that should be out. And that's the first wicket. He was living with danger, and finally he dies by the sword there, because that was one attacking shot too many. This time he just picked it up on his leg stump and scooped it above, but the bowler had planted the fielder exactly at that position, couple of steps forward, and the catch was nicely judged. So against all odds, Thunderbolts lose their first wicket. It's Lahiro Milantha, after a brisk start or at least aggressive intent, loses his wicket. 13 for 1.
Absolutely, and I think you can always argue about the choice of shot there, especially after a great first over. But that seems to be the plan today, and walks in the number one or the first change batsman. I think it's Abhinav, another left-hander batsman, another youngster who plays his cricket, a lot of cricket in India. Has joined Thunderbolts last year, has had good success last year, and it'll be interesting. Has had a very ordinary first 2 games, especially the first one where he struggled to, score comfortably, and I think that's definitely something that would have been playing on his minds. But good to see him back, especially in his original spot, which is one down. So, but it'll be interesting to now see the approach, Sheel.
Yeah.
With
Totally
the batsman who was supposed to take the bowling on, being wicket down now. Let's see if the approach changes a bit.
Abhinav Sudarshanam, like I said, had a good last year, had a 50-plus score in minor league cricket. Would love to start having some impact this season. They played more circumspect power play yesterday, without losing a single wicket for the first 6 overs. But today is a different story. They started a little briskly, but have lost a wicket now. Oh, that kept low again. The variable bounce today more pronounced. We had a slightly unpredictable bounce in the first one, and this one kept completely low.
Absolutely, and I think it's been a slight struggle in Seattle so far for Ayan to control his line here. But he's got the wicket today. Obviously, a much better start than what we saw yesterday from him. Two valuable runs for Thunderbolts there.
Yeah, that kind of sit up again, slightly short of length. Ian Chauhan was hard on it, straight to the fielder. Bowlers who are running in from this particular end where Ayan is running in from, it's a slight bit of acclimatization they have to do, because there's a little bit of slope that they have to deal with on the other side, and it takes a bit of practice. Clearly, like I said, he is finding it a bit of challenge. Yesterday his first over was horrendous, 14 runs, and today too there's a couple of white balls already, and there's a number 3 there. So he's having a bit of a challenge to adjust to these conditions physically here, and also to curb the swing of the ball, which probably is slightly weather induced.
Yeah, it's not that breezy today like yesterday, so he should be able to control the ball much more today, and it seems to be the case. Today he's not spilling it all over.
Nicely played off his hips there, right between the fielder, the short, the sort of long leg fielder or short fine leg fielder who was there, beat it. Another boundary for Ian Chauhan. He's looking comfortable at this point.
Yeah, the fielder had no chance there to cut this ball. It was a rank down leg side ball. Again, he's struggling for line today. Ian looks in good touch today, Sheil.
He was looking comfortable yesterday too, but a couple of shots today, it looks like he's stroking the ball well. It's got a few boundaries. That's kind of gotten going. He's already 11 from 6. I've always felt there's a lot of pressure on him, considering the kind of batting prowess he has. So it augurs well if he is sort of set for a big one today. That only reflects well on the overall team's performance.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's the end of the 2, second over, 21 for 1. So 21 for 1, third over about to begin. Taj Wali to continue. That's played a cut shot down to the third man there. Ian Desai cleaning up. 2 runs for Ian. He's looking really comfortable, as you said. Yeah, on a rug.
Absolutely. And I think that was a well-guided shot. The fielder kind of picked up late, but eventually it was a good slide and stop. For Ian is such a busy player, Sheil, that it's shots come naturally, and I think he has this natural tendency of keeping the scoreboard ticking.
He had a lot of time playing a shot, even here. It almost seemed like he had an additional half second. The ball coming into him. He's pretty languid in just turning the ball over and grabbing a quick single. I'm particularly interested in looking at the youngster Abhinav, how he goes about his ways here. In spite of losing a game yesterday, the Grizzlies have continued the same team, which sort of reflects they probably got the combination right. They did not, and the bowling was not a headache. The bowling were not a concern. Their batting is probably a bigger opportunity area for them. So they have full confidence in this bowling unit, and I thought they bowled really well yesterday in partnership, except for that one bad over from Ayan at the beginning. Everything else was very solid.
And that's a dangerous shot to play, especially when you are still trying to get in form, trying to glide a swinging ball to third man is usually a dangerous shot.
And promptly the captain walked down, have a word with him, probably just telling him to take a while, get his eye in, not try too many things too quickly. Once again, full credit to the bowler here. Nice line and length. It's that 4th stump line that he's maintaining. Slight movement.
Yeah, that was a fabulous ball. That he shuffled, tried to get in line, but it kept moving out, and eventually he was beaten there.
There's that kind of line where you have to commit. You cannot decide to pull out. It's that no man's land kind of a length. Oh, there again. It's just like a machine coming at the same spot. If you do a little bit of pitch map, you would see there's a tiny little dot there. Practically all the 3 balls dropping at the same spot. And with the same result, beating all ends up.
Yeah, this is fabulous stuff from Taj. This is what he was missing in the first over, but seems like he found the rhythm in the second now. And 3 balls in a row, it's same line, same length, and nothing that the batsman can really do
Right.
with this kind of length.
Wow, that was slightly more on the leg side, and Abhinav completely punishing it, rocking himself on the back foot and playing a pull shot on the ground for 4.
Absolutely. I think there was an emphatic shot there by Abhinav, and that would do a world of good as a batsman. You know, when you're just starting your innings, struggling for form, that shot was a statement.
After 3 overs, it's 24 for 1. $28 for 1 after 3 overs. And immediately there's a bowling change. And we're going to see a lot of spin on this wicket. They're learning from yesterday. And Aaron Johnson, who had a wonderful game yesterday with the ball, 3 wickets. He is the first spinner introduced by, and within power play by Grizzlies.
Yeah, and he was kind of the top wicket taker yesterday, so
Yeah.
it's a good move here to get him early.
He's someone who's not the conventional deception, slow flight kind of bowler. He bowls very flat, bowls with a little bit of pace, but bowls on the stumps. It's difficult to get him away. We saw that yesterday. And a significant blow out there by Ian Chauhan. That was an emphatic shot right into our commentary box. First ball from Aaron Johnson, and he did not pay any respect there. It was played with a lot of disdain, an on drive, past the mid-on fielder for 4.
What a shot there.
Yeah, that's outside the off stump. Could be called wide.
I think clearly the Thunderbolts have a different strategy in mind today. Clearly they feel like 120 was not enough yesterday. So they are looking up somewhere around 150.
Yeah, and suddenly the innovation comes in. I spoke about the dressing room conversation yesterday that sweeps were not deployed too many times against the spinners, and early indication of we might see some of those innovations this time. A reverse sweep tried. Oh, that's picked up again on the length. Huge shot over the mid-wicket fence for 6.
Ian looks enormous touch today. That was a pickup shot, and he's looked one of the few batsmen who were not struggling to play the sweep shot. So I think that one was right there in the slot for Ian to host it to the deep mid-wicket boundary for a big 6.
No half measures whatsoever, and he gave it everything to that shot, and he clearly knows that he'll probably not let the spinner settle down today. Maybe one of the things he was just speaking about, a different game plan today, is probably they might be feeling there was too much of caution deployed yesterday on the batting, which might have restricted their overall score. So they're using the power play and maximizing as much as possible of all the fielding restrictions there. Once again, he's got a 4 and 6 in this over, so no need for many risks. So this time just carefully push towards the mid-on for a single.
Yeah, wisely so. You know, it's been a brisk start. 40 runs already, and we are just in the 4th over. So nothing crazy to do. They already got the runs for the over. Abhinav marking his guard again to the off spinner. This is going to be a good contest.
Oh, nice. One other extra. This is an outside edge. And against the run of play, a wicket here. He tried a big shot. One would wonder, was it needed? considering the over had already yielded quite a bit, but got an outside edge and an easy catch lobbed into the closing field in the gully cover point region.
Yeah, and that's a big wicket. Aaron Jones, and this is why he was brought into the attack against a left arm batsman and a left-hand batsman, and he went for a few runs, but he got back with a wicket. That was what Grizzlies are looking forward to. So similar to yesterday's game, you see a lot of runs and then a wicket falls. So at the end of 4, we are 40 for 2.
It's slightly inexplicable to me because, like I said, there was a bunch of runs that were scored already. After 4, it was 40. Was it needed, one would say, but it almost appears like Thunderbolts have decided today they're going to go with fast scoring. And if they could get to that 120, 130 quickly, despite losing some wickets, no harm. That's a chase. That's a defendable score on this ground.
Absolutely. And I think another left-hander batsman, Sujit Nayak, has come to the crease. Sujit was looking really good yesterday before he hit one straight to the long off boundary. But this is an interesting change of batting order as well. You haven't seen Shreyas out yet. Usually his role is to stabilize the one-down position and take singles and give the senior-most batsman, to play openly. But looks like they really want to use the power play here, Sheil.
Yeah, it's good to see Vatsal Waghela. He didn't get a chance to bowl yesterday. Left arm spin.
It's a quick single.
So they've got some tap in terms of bowling today, Grizzlies, but they would be happy that they were able to get 2 wickets. And the prize scalp here is Ian Dev Chauhan. They would love to get his wicket, but he's playing splendidly so far. 26 of 14. Couple of 6s and couple of 4s. So he's got the bulk of scoring going for the Thunderbolts now, and Sujit Nayak, he's an absolute experienced hand here. Straight away off the mark. Confident little tap towards long on. Interesting to see Vatsal Waghela bowling today on rug.
Yeah.
He did not have much to do yesterday overall in his job description.
Yeah, and I think Grizzlies might have seen the success of 2 left-arm spinners yesterday.
Correct.
Well, there was a good ball inviting the batsman to go over the top. Got beaten in the flight there.
So the power play is still on. And that's out. There was a huge appeal in front of the stumps. Ian Dave was trying something adventurous there. As I said, he did try a reverse sweep last over, again trying one here, hitting in front of the stumps, and was pitching on the stumps and going on to hit the stumps. The umpire didn't have any hesitation giving that as a leg before.
You're right. I think there was a expensive shot there, which didn't yield. The fielders inside.
So it's a 12 over game, and that kind of explains why the team's already going on overdrive on attack. The power play is done and dusted. That makes everything very exciting. It's a 12-over game, so we will probably see 3 bowlers bowling just 2 overs, and probably 2 bowlers will bowl 4 overs or 3 overs.
Yeah, you're right. It's a left-armers pitch here. We've seen Vatsal has really started well.
Yes.
Didn't bowl yesterday, but has been giving good flights, and that's a brilliant shot there by Shashwat. He was looking superb yesterday, and he continues his brilliant form from yesterday. It's a good shot over extra cover for a boundary.
That was a good quality shot. The ball had a lot of width in it, and he did not hesitate. He went with the shot, fluid one for 4. So after 5, it's 46 for 3.
How did a global retail pharmacy increase orders by 100%? How did a multinational bank build a #1 rated digital app? With people who help leading companies transform through technology. Engineer a better future. Discover how at ust.com.
So what do you think it would be a comfortable score for the Thunderbolts, Sheil? It's a 12-over game, shortened game.
Yeah, anything around 100 would be a good score here. I would say they're pretty much on their course here in terms of the run rate they have deployed. If they can continue with the same, they're looking at 110, 115 kind of score, which I think would be a brilliant score to go with here.
Absolutely.
So in the duration,
he was the peak of the bowlers yesterday.
Yeah. He didn't get too many wickets, but he was instrumental in putting some breaks on the scoring, and that created some wickets on the other end.
Yeah. Looks like a very good young off spinner. Has a good head on his shoulder. Isn't afraid of flighting at times. Generally bowls the quicker ones, the sliders, a lot. Obviously, given the format of this game. But looks like a very good talent here on display.
Oh, that's a big shot there again, up in the air. And no chance for the long on fielder to get under it. That was over boundary. Shashwat Kohli, he is continuing his fantastic form from yesterday. Follows up his boundary from last over with a massive 6. So the run rate and the surge from the Thunderbolts continue despite 3 wickets in the hut.
Yeah, fabulous shot. He looks in great touch.
Once again, trying a premeditated sweep shot there, and the ball rolls down to behind the wicket keeper. Couple of runs. That clearly took some part of the bat. Once again, a lovely shot between the mid-wicket and the long-on fielders. Couple of more runs. So that's an expensive over coming up from Akash there. Shashwat Kohli looks quite ominous touch here.
There was a bug.
There was a first ball in this over which and a couple of balls which didn't score any runs, but there was 11 runs coming up that over. 57 for 3 after 6. Vatsal Vagela to continue. He had a good over last over, just 3 runs of it. So he continues his second over here, 57 for 3. Oh, that's against Sujit Naik.
Immediately down the track for a... Oh, what a stop there by the fielder. Incredible stop.
That was one of the magical moments of the game. A lot of fielders running up to him to congratulate him. That was on the mid-wicket fence, an airborne fielder saving a confirmed 6 and reduced it to just a single or just a couple of runs there.
Yeah.
Runs.
What an effort for the fielder there.
Saving 4 runs for sure. That's remarkable fielding. Once again, Vatsal Vagela getting some bounce and turn. Foxing Sujit all ends up. I was still thinking about that fielding effort out there. It was looking 6 from the moment it left the bat.
Yep.
But the fielder had a completely different plan. Once again coming down the track, trying to make some room. Shashwat wanted the second, but the fielder was already covering it up. Just a single. Vatsal Vagela, what could have been a 7-run over so far is just a 3-run over, thanks to a remarkable fielding effort on the mid-wicket fence.
Yeah, I think Ayan was the fielder there. What a stop there. Saving 4 runs for his team.
Once again, this could be out. The fielder didn't have to move even an inch there. Shashwat Kohli picking up that shot. It was sort of a wideish mid-off, wideish long off. And the fielder was placed exactly for a shot like that. And the 4th wicket falls for Thunderbolts. They're scoring at a high clip, but they're losing wickets at a high clip as well.
That's true. But I think they won't be too worried about the loss of wickets. But, they've both Ian and Shashwat have been in look so good. Looked in great touch. And losing both of them in quick succession will definitely put some breaks. But here comes the man of the hour for Seattle, Shadley. If you remember yesterday too, Shadley started his innings with a first ball 6. And I think it's that kind of day today where it's a shortened format, 12 overs. We've already been through 6.4 overs. So I'm excited to see what approach Shadley brings in to the crease today.
They've got to be a little careful. They still have 5 overs after this to deal with, and they would not want to face a situation that a shortened game like it, they don't finish their full overs. So on one hand they won't be worried too much because they have a good run rate going. On the other hand, they would want to play the entire number of overs with majority of them being played by their batters so that they can put a respectable total there.
Absolutely.
These two, as you said, have been in good form so far as batting is concerned. And Thunderbolts would hope they can stay at the wicket for a little long time and most probably carry them to the end of this innings. Vatsal Vagela did not find himself an over yesterday from Steam. And today, 2 for 9.
Yeah.
He's about to end his second over.
Looks like they missed a trick yesterday, Sheel.
It appears so because they have not bowled Harish Kakani at all today. Instead gone with Vatsal Vagela. And this time, Shadley opens the shoulders, tries an expansive shot, gets a single behind the bowler, and that's the end of the over. 61 for 4 at the end of 7.
From USA to India, experience experience journeys like never before. Book your tickets today with Fantastic Fare, your ticket to cricket and beyond. Book today and celebrate with Fantastic Fare.
Akash Sundaration to continue. Clearly, Anurag, as we discussed, there's going to be a lot of spin overs considering it's a shortened game.
Yeah. And I think it makes sense to have off spinners still bowling, with two left-armers, left-handed batsmen on strike. So quick single there from Shadley.
So they have not bowled Harish Kakani yesterday. Probably we're going to play as a pure batter today unless he comes and bowls 1 or 2 overs at the end. They've already bowled 2 from Taj Wali. He probably will one of those bowlers will bowl a 3 over spell. Oh, Shadley, that was a hit me ball, short pitch, nothing in it. He just swiveled on that one, fielded on the mid wicket fence. That was Sujit who played that shot, in fact, just a single. Do you think the rain affected the wicket a bit? It's playing a little differently today. Clearly the outfield seems to be a little slower, a little sluggish today because after pitching the ball is sort of coming like a golf bounce. Couple of instances I saw yesterday that kind of a shot would have just crossed the boundary line before the fielder could have made it. Oh, lovely cut shot.
That's a great cut shot. That would go all the way for a boundary.
No half measures that one. Sujit that was a slightly half tricker, but outside the off stump. Enough room. He's a tall man with a huge reach. Banished it for 4. See at the end of quick word there from skipper Rahul Jariwala. This bowler.
Excuse me?
Once again, Sujit piercing those 2 fielders towards the cover point boundary there. Again, the outfield was slow. It did not take it to the boundary. That's a bit because of a wet outfield. Couple of runs there.
One of the players was blocking the camera.
This time it's straight down to the mid-wicket fence. And once again, another Thunderbolt batsman trying a more huge, expansive shot and falling, getting caught on the boundaries. Sujit Naik this time.
It's 70 for 5 at the end of 8. 4 more overs to go. New batsman in. It'll be interesting to see batsmen that they have, and then a bunch of bowlers now. So it'll be interesting to see who comes in. It's Matt.
As I was speaking the last over, the risk here, although the scoring rate is very kind of total, but their concern is the wickets. They've lost a bunch of wickets of batters going for too many attacking shots. Grizzlies have done their thinking admirably well. I really appreciate the way Rahul Jariwala has got his field placings.
Yeah, his captaincy was spot on yesterday as well.
Yeah.
And we see the same today. The fielders are in the right place. The bowlers are also executing the plan well.
And all the catches that have happened on the boundary, the fielders have barely moved. be just a couple of steps forward or a couple of steps to the right or left. But that's how accurate things were. As we were discussing, Harish Kakani for the first time today. Harish had a good game yesterday with the ball. He was consistent, but he was really a revelation with the bat because they were in a spot of bother when he came into bat, and along with Zia, he did well. We haven't seen Zia yet in bowling. His leg spinners, he picked up a lot of wickets yesterday. So clearly they have a different plan. Slightly short of length, Shadley sort of muscling that ball towards the long on. A good sliding field there by the fielder. Couple of runs nevertheless.
Harish is not giving a lot of pace, Shield, to maneuver. So Shadley needs to muscle if he wants to actually clear the boundary.
Oh, that's
This
not a
one
good.
isn't timed well, and there was a first drop of the game that we saw.
Everybody got a little fox. The batter did not time it well. The ball was in the air. The fielder was delayed. Hoped that it was well timed, was coming to him.
Yep.
And at the last moment kind of realized it wasn't timed so well, so had to scramble forward and was late to his ball. It was a drop. Thankfully so for Thunderbolts. They got a single here. Matt Hennig for the first time. We saw him yesterday. He was slightly aggressive as a batter. A few all-round talents here for Thunderbolts. They're an all-rounder first team. And would be called a wide, welcome wide.
Yeah, and Matt hasn't had a lot to do with the bat so far in the 4 games that he has played. So it'll be interesting. This is a format that he will prefer, coming down 3-4 overs left, just swinging the bat and getting some important runs for the team. That's a role that most fast bowlers these days enjoy.
Another couple of runs down to the square leg, friends. Just a single though. Almost seemed like they would go for the second one. This outfield is going to have a little bit of an impact on this game. Unless you're going for sixes, that's a completely different story. But if you're playing on the ground, the ball is probably not giving the kind of yield that it was giving yesterday. Oh, that could potentially be. That was a full toss. The question was it over the waist high? Nobody seemed to be having an objection to that. So a catch taken again on the boundary. So 6th wicket fall for the Seattle Thunderbolts.
Yeah, and Shadley's goes for 6 of 7 balls. I think the only kind of argument there was whether the ball was above the waist. Doesn't seem to be. It's the right call made by the umpire. Seattle, in the effort of scoring some quick runs, have already lost 6 wickets. They still have 3.1 overs to go, so it's going to be interesting to see what the approach would be.
I might be calling this a little early, but I've probably gone on this one a couple of times already. But they seem to have gone on on their aggressive stance a little too early, and they are facing a risk of finishing their overs or finishing their innings much before finishing their quota of overs, and that might impact the amount of runs they might be putting in eventually. Oh, that's wonderfully played there, very late, and that's a welcome boundary.
Yep, the new batsman Rishabh Bowen is one of the Is the second change that Seattle made, and it started well with the boundary of the first ball.
So 9 overs gone, 79 for 6.
So we see the first sight of Gia in the attack now. He'll probably ball the 10th and the 12th over here against the same as as yesterday's game where he bowled the last over. So they're keeping a leg spinner to bowl in the death, which is an interesting strategy. Haven't seen much of this kind of strategy before. So
I think more than the leg spinner, I think it's the experience of Zia. He's such an experienced stalwart for this team. He's seen so many different conditions, circumstances. It's that experience they're counting on in these final death overs. Oh, that was well played. Again, piercing the gap of the two closing fielders behind square on the offside for 4. So Matt opening his shoulders up. Welcome boundary there. 83 for 6.
yep, new bowler in the spell. Kind of. The intent is very clear.
Thank you.
Shield. I think at this point of time, Thunderbolts doesn't want to hold back. It's the last 3 overs. They want to get as much runs as possible on the scoreboard. I think anywhere, as we called out, anywhere around 100 plus is a good score to defend of 12 overs. The outfield is slightly slower than yesterday, but the pitch is playing well, really well.
It's like a typical leg spinner. When you get hit for one, the next one is a brisk one. The intent is clear right now. They're going to go for every ball. But that's what they've done from the ball one in this innings. So again, this time, the fielder is in the deep, the bowler doing the cleaning up. Single was always there. Matt Hennig picking up a single, 84 for 6. 9.5 overs done. 2 more overs to go after this. 100 still on, Anurag. I think they're pretty much on course, or at least getting 100 here, which is the bare minimum they would be expecting.
I think if they had wickets in hand, they would have probably shot for something around 110, 115.
Absolutely.
Here.
Absolutely. That is straight play to Harish. In the long off fence, just a single.
Rishabh has played 2 good shots here. That's after coming to the crease. It's up to Matt to make this over the one that they're looking for. One big shot every over. Oh my God. That's a huge 6. That went high, long, handsome. Matt showing his BBL power here.
He has a reputation of being a belligerent batter down the order. Get some useful runs, and that was actually a ball that gave him a lot of width to open his arms up, and he did it so admirably well. So once again trying another shot. This time Harish will cut it off behind the bowler. Just a single.
It's a good over for Seattle Thunderbolts. 13 of it. It's 92 for 6 after 10 overs. And I think
To do it.
good.
Played towards the mid wicket. Couple of runs. All the fielders are riding the boundaries at this point, so anything played in the infield with a sluggish outfield would yield a couple of runs. So, Anurag, we were looking at the strike rate of the Thunderbolts players. Ian Chauhan 159, Lahiru 100, Sujit 120, Shashwat at 200, Matt at 200, Rishabh 250. That intent was absolutely clear from the ball one, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why this selection makes a lot of sense to me today, because they wanted that extra cushion of batting to go, all out as soon as the ball one was delivered today. But Taj Wali again bowling splendidly. Just 3 runs of the over so far. Seattle Thunderbolts might be hoping for a grand finish here. Anywhere close to 110 would actually give them a lot of confidence, especially with the bowling unit that they've got.
How good was Vatsal Waghela? 10 runs, 2 overs, 2 wickets.
I would have hoped that he got a third one too.
Oh, that's picked up. Absolutely no chance for any of the leg side fielders to cut it off. Another welcome boundary. Rishabh Mohan is making his presence count.
Yeah. And I think Rishabh is gradually getting into the senior, most of the youth players out there, and he's showing why he's been, trusted so much, because he can bring that additional big shots that are needed to be delivered at the end, and that's his role. This year that's been his role. More of a finisher for the innings.
Once again, slightly outside edge, but useful single. Rishabh Mohan, like you said, that was a sloppy piece of work by the captain.
Good running.
That was a sloppy piece of work there by the wicketkeeper, and a single and a couple of runs taken by the team. There's a bunch of players out there, Anurag, in Thunderbolts ranks who can do both bowling and batting. Can't call them full all-rounders, but when time comes, they're able to put this important 10-15 runs, which is so valuable.
Yeah, and Rishabh is playing a crucial hand here for Thunderbolts. He's 14 of 7, going at a great piece of strike rate here. So at the end of 11, we are 102 for 6.
And the most important part is they did not lose any wicket in the last couple of overs. And both these players have kept it. They kept the intensity going, the runs coming in. So what we were fearing that they might actually end up folding out because they were losing quite a few wickets, they ended up getting 100 already on board.
Yeah. At this point of time, I think 115 looks on. It's interesting to see who is bowling the last over here. Looks like Harish Kakani, bowling from the other end.
Harish is going to finish the things off, and he's had a good first over at a rate when they're probably touching almost 10 runs an over. He bowled at 9 runs first over. He would like to keep it somewhere around there. But there is Rishabh again. In the way of best. It was a hoik. It was an agricultural shot, but a very effective one.
Absolutely, and I think he is actually finding the gaps at will. Obviously, with the kind of pace that is offered by Harish, he probably finds it in his favor here to step down the track and host this one over the long off fielder or mid off fielder for a boundary.
Oh, this time he's played it up in the air. The fielder behind stumps goes across and judges takes a well-judged catch. I beg your pardon. A very handy innings comes to an end. Rishabh Mohan, he was sparkling every ball. He was trying to get something innovative done. He's finding the gaps, as you said, but this time also he tried to be a little more innovative, trying to find that gap behind the short, fine leg position. But eventually just scooped it up, and the fielder went back and took a good catch.
Yeah, that was Aaron Johnson. He does it all for the team. I think was a good short cameo that Rishabh played here. 18 of 9. And now we have another batsman who actually played a good little solid 2 or 3 balls yesterday to give the massive boost to 125 for Thunderbolts. So Cincy will use the long handle, pretty sure about that. Last 4 balls. Slight change in the field.
106 for 7.
Third man goes back. Square leg comes in the circle.
And he tries exactly the kind of shot he played yesterday, but did not get any timing whatsoever. In fact, probably you might be thinking, thankfully, that it did not have the timing, because Zia was placed exactly where that ball would have come. A single to get off the mark. 3 balls remaining, and Matt is on strike now. Yeah, that's a lovely ball there. Fast and swinging kind of Yorker into Matt. What he did in the last 3 balls yesterday, the thought process would be to bring him to strike so they can get probably 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah, last 2 balls of the innings, Cincy just take strike against Harish. Harish just bowled really well. The 6 conceded of the last over so far.
We were speculating that they would probably get to a 9 runs per over, 108. They're already there. Swing and a miss from Cincy. So they are at 108. Now this being the last ball, can they get some momentum? Will it be a wicket that gives some momentum to the Grizzlies? Or will it be a boundary here that would help this Thunderbolts team to feel a little better going into the break? Oh, that's played masterfully by Cincy over the square leg, who was inside the circle for a boundary, and it's going to be the Thunderbolts who will again, thanks to Cincy, will carry the momentum into the break.
Absolutely, and this looks like a very good score to me. 112 in 12 overs. So Grizzlies are going to chase this. If they have to chase this, obviously it all depends on their opening pair. But Thunderbolts might be so happy going into the break with this kind of score that they were probably looking forward to.
I totally agree with you. It was an adventurous innings from the beginning. I think Thunderbolts had a couple of exciting starts at the top of the batting, and all of their batters came in with their clear intent that they would go for attack. They lost a few wickets quickly in a clasp, and for a moment it kind of seemed whether they would complete their overs or they would fall short of a good total. But that partnership there between Matt and Rishabh, that was key, that they could anchor 3 overs, put some quick runs in, and thanks to all of that, 112 for 7. And that man Cincy, once again, injecting some momentum in the last couple of overs.
Is
It's
that okay?
always helpful when a team goes feeling a little buoyant. So at the end of 12 overs, we are at 112 for 7. And let's take a look at the batting here.
Oh no, I know. I meant like, did it seem like the camera works out better? Got it. Thank you.
So it's the break of innings, a shortened game today, 12 over match. And the first innings has just got done. That's a scorecard for you for Thunderbolts batting. Ian Chauhan playing a handy 27 of 17. Lahiru Milantha looked like he is on a hurry. But he just scored 5, but his stay at the wicket was quite eventful. Sujit Naik scored 12, Shashwat Kohli 14, Matt Hennig finished with 15. Rishabh Mohan played a handy 18 of 9. In a shortened game, you would see a lot of scores in the teens. But thanks to that, 112 for 7 at a rate of 9.33. And the Grizzlies will come out 113 from the 12 overs. Required rate would be 9.42. From a bowling point of view, Anurag.
Yeah, from a bowling point of view, I think Taj had a rough day today. I think he started well, but he gave 29 runs off his 3 overs, didn't get a wicket. Ayan just bowled 1 over, looked pretty good, but he bowled only a 1 over for 9, got a wicket. Aaron Johnson was used sparingly today, 12 runs off his first over. Vatsal Wagela was the peak of the bowlers, 2 overs, 10 runs, 2 wickets. Akash Sundaresan with his off spinners, 2 overs, 20 runs and a wicket. Harish Kakani, again one of the peak of the bowlers, bowled 2 overs to the death, gave 19 runs for 2 wickets. And Jia Shahzad bowled only 1 over in the death today, but went for 13 runs.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you look at the summary so far of the game, it has been a exciting first 12 overs, first session, and Vatsal Wagela, standout player across both the teams. In an innings where everyone was trying to sort of hit everything out of the park, he managed to bowl 2 absolutely calm overs, 10 runs from 2 overs with 2 wickets. And considering he didn't get a single ball yesterday as a bowler, that was a surprise. And it begs the thought, did they miss a trick yesterday, especially when they lost the game by 20 runs? They could have probably used a pacer less and a few overs from Vatsal Wagela. That said, we are at the innings break. We'll take a quick break here and rejoin as the Grizzlies begin their chase.
guys. But I'm guessing the party is running a little bit late. Like 8:15 or 30, so I'll probably get to your house around 9. For what party? I have a for a school birthday party. I have a because my football game is on Saturday. Yeah, I'm not going. We won. We won. We won. You don't?
Welcome back, everyone, after the innings break with this game between Seattle Thunderbolts and the San Ramon Grizzlies. This is the second of the two, or the second of the double header this weekend. And Seattle Thunderbolts, after winning their game yesterday, have finished their batting innings here today. It was a shortened game for 12 overs aside. And of their 12 overs, the Seattle has scored 112 for 7. The Grizzlies have a task ahead to win this game at a rate of 9.42 in their allotted 12 overs. And as we have been discussing, you'll see a lot of spin, and the Thunderbolts are very clear. They're starting with Sujit Nayak here against Aaron Johnson. So the game's all set. Aaron Johnson and Rahul Jariwala to open for the Grizzlies, the two of their most successful batters, as Sujit Nayak starts the proceedings. Quite an interesting ball there, almost trying a bouncer.
Kind of foxed everyone out there.
Surprising the batter and the bowler himself.
Oh,
That's a turn and bounce.
Sujit is getting some purchase.
It's turn and bounce, and Aaron Johnson had absolutely no clue. Clearly going down the wicket, tapping that little spot on the wicket. Unpredictable. Oh, that beats everybody. The batsman, the wicketkeeper, and the ball trickling down to the fence. Not the kind of start that Thunderbolts would have expected. And such low-scoring games, the margin of error is so less. They would expect everybody to be on their toes. In this case, it beat the batsman and the wicketkeeper, and it was 4 byes. So off the mark, the Grizzlies chasing 112. Nicely bowled outside the off stump. Aaron Johnson, we all know he is the leading scorer of this of the minor league this season across all teams. Likes to get on with the job. Doesn't like playing spinners at the top. The pressure of not scoring anything so far gets onto him quickly. Tries an absolutely expensive sweep. Beaten.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sujit has found the length from ball 1, where he's consistently keeping it outside off. Even this one came in sharply. It was
And kept low.
What an over. What a start from Thunderbolts. Just 4 byes. It's 4 for no loss at the end of first over.
United Tax, empowering your financial future. Expert financial planning, reliable taxation services, building wealth, minimizing tax, serving families and businesses nationwide. Contact us for further discussions.
Matt Henning to start from the other end. It's probably one of those rare occasions, and Shadley's not opening the bowling for Thunderbolts. But that was an incredible over from Sujit.
I think they probably decided to use Sujit in the power play in this game. Remember, it's a shortened game, so technically only 2 bowlers can bowl 3 overs each.
The light improving a bit. Outfield still a bit sluggish today. And Matt starts the second over for Thunderbolts here. Oh, that was a little lackluster fielding. The fine leg. Turned off his legs by Rahul Jariwala. He gets an important boundary to get off the mark. The expectation would be the fielders to give their all to make those stops. In a low-scoring game, these can be crucial. The Thunderbolts' fielding was a little lackluster yesterday, and it seemed like that effort was a continuation of that.
Yeah, in such a shortened game, they have to be on top of their fielding effort here. Oh, it's a good carry there for Matt. He has
serious pace.
Yeah.
He's got pace and bounce. It's that same 3/4 of a length of the wicket, and kicks up. Rahul Jariwala doesn't make things easier for him. That's a loud appeal. The umpire moved away from the stumps, and that's a giveaway that their decision in favor of the bowler is not coming.
Yeah, seemed to be a good appeal there, but yeah, it was high. The batsman was on his toes there. He was off the ground by a couple of inches, so that indicates that the height of the ball was an issue there. And Matt, being a tall, fast bowler, he extracts a lot of bounce on the wicket. So there are always chances that the ball is actually heading on top of the stumps. Quick single there from Rahul. Sheila, I'm impressed at how well Matt has adjusted to Seattle conditions, especially to US conditions. I've been told that this is the first time that he has actually been invited to play the minor league.
Well, that's the story of the modern day cricketing professional, right? There's so much opportunity to ply their trade across so many different leagues around the world. But the only flip side to that is they have got to adjust quickly to all the changing condition and get impactful.
Absolutely. And I think these guys are so well trained professionals that they can fly a game immediately after the flight is over. As soon as they land, in a couple of, I've seen there was a story about Sikandar Raja playing PSL where he flew all the way to Pakistan to play the game immediately 2 hours after he landed. So it's incredible how these folks are trained in modern conditions to be always available to play the game.
Once again, we saw Matt Henning yesterday causing some serious harm with his pace, and this time it was Aaron Johnson, who was a little tall, but it came in sharply onto him. No damage like what had happened with Ayan yesterday, but did surprise Aaron Johnson here. 2 overs, 9 without loss.
Real estate has been my life for the past 20 years.
Look, anyone can write a contract, but Alka guides you to the right decision.
Alka's enthusiasm and professionalism in the real estate field makes her tops.
Yeah, we've known Alka for almost 20 years. We've done 8 transactions with her. Do we need to say anything more?
Sujit to continue. As I suspected, he'll ball in the power play today.
Wonderful. Again, just that conversation that you were mentioning about the modern day cricket professional, especially the overseas talents. They get into this clearly thinking that there is so much opportunity for them to go, and in between, as I say that, Rahul Jariwala tries a big one. That's a massive shot. Over long on for 6. Sujit was bowling very well. On that occasion, Rahul was right on top of it, slightly loose, got it covered and deposited over the long on. That was a huge 6.
I think he went with the swing. I think this one was slightly slower, tossed up by Sujit. Usually the other 7 balls that he's bowled so far has been quicker ones.
Oh, this time again he tries a little bit more quicker, and Rahul was rocking on the back foot. Played very well. The field in the offside was closing inside the 30-yard circle, nobody behind, and he just had to play it above that closing circle of fielders. Another boundary. 10 runs of 2 balls. Suddenly the run rate has hiked up. It's 19 now. A good comeback there by Sujit. Again, this time slower, dragging the length back a little and immediately sowing some seeds of doubt on the batter's head. And that's bowled. What a fantastic comeback from Sujit. This time again slightly dragged down, and the batter had doubts in his mind. Tried to play halfway down the wicket, tried a defensive shot, but went through the gaps, went through the gate between the bat and pad. Clean bowled.
Absolutely. What a comeback by Sujit after getting hit for 10 runs of 2 balls. This was a straighter one. There was a slider which he foxed the batsman with. Rahul playing for the turn, which was never there. And the ball went through the gates. That's the experience of Sujit that he's bringing to the table.
Yeah, that was an incredible moment of cricket. Getting hit for a couple of big shots, keeping his cool, and doing his basics right. Probably that third ball when he got hit at 6, the ball after that was bowled a little bit in anger. Appeared to be like that. Sujit's not that kind of a cricketer, but it almost seemed like he tried to bowl it a little too fast. and immediately after that checked his speed, couple of balls, and there is a wicket. It's a key moment. Rahul Jariwala was the man who was taking the initiative. Similar story like yesterday, Anurag. They play a couple of big shots. Thunderbolts end up getting that wicket of the batsman who starts showing some initiative.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it has happened in the first innings as well. None of the batsmen have gotten and stayed for a long period of time. They've hit a couple of blows, but they've fall short to one. And I think that's going to be it's going to be a very tricky run chase here, because obviously they'll need wickets in hand for the last 6 overs, but also they cannot slow down at all given the amount of runs that they need to chase. So it's going to be an interesting approach for even Gunasekara, who was looking solid but was playing mostly run a ball yesterday, and immediately showing a different kind of intent here. Tried to sweep that one, but another good over from Sujit.
So after 3, it's 19 for 1.
How did a global retail pharmacy increase orders by 100%? How did a multinational bank build a #1 rated digital app? With people who help leading companies transform through technology. Engineer a better future. Discover how at ust.com.
Ready?
19 for 1 after 3. Eventful over that. The previous one. Matt Hennig continues. And I hope I'm able to finish my thought about international players in this over at least. That's been going on for like 2 overs so far. Ravind Gunasekara, that's the new batsman who's come in, and that one shot that he tried to play reminded me of what his countrymate Lahiru tried earlier in the day today. Aaron Johnson, premeditated shot. He was ready to play that shot, and he gets a boundary. Not the most confident of shots, but going by the reputation of Aaron Johnson, he was dying to get a boundary under his name to get started, and that probably would make him feel good.
Yep, I think he's still a little skeptical about that area out there that is right in front of his eye. But this one was good length, easy for him to get under it, and kind of host it wide of the mid-on fielder.
Oh, fast. Clearly beaten by pace. So just to close out on that thought, there's a lot of opportunities for the overseas players in these leagues, and it's on them. They cannot be just, but the competition is high. There's so many players who are vying for those positions, so they have to be impactful. There's no other way. I mean, it's tough on them, but they have to get accustomed to time zones, to different conditions, and deliver. Oh, that's a lovely shot. A shot of absolute authority, picked up early and deposited over the square leg fence for 6. That's a huge 6. That's the Aaron Johnson kind of 6.
Absolutely. That's the player that we know. That's the kind of shots that he hits, and was hit with such disdain.
Absolutely.
I think it was a similar pace to last ball, but this was slightly more on the body, and Aaron was so confident in his shot making this time.
He has been prolific this season. He's been scoring a lot of runs. He's almost 300 runs in this competition, and almost 160 plus of those runs have come in boundaries. If he can stay here for a few overs, Thunderbolts will have a lot of worry on their head. He can cause some serious damage, and that shot was indicative of that. Oh, this time again, the ball pinged off his bat. Absolutely no chance. That's over the cover fence for 6. That's a massive 6 again.
Absolutely. He just rocks back there and hit almost an 80 to 90 meter 6 out there. Sheil, I think we are looking at some kind of spectacle here from Aaron Johnson. He's He has understood the pitch, he has understood the bounce on the wicket now, and he is making full merry of the pace that Matt is offering here.
He's right now the number 2 on the leaderboard. He's lost his number 1 position overnight, but those couple of shots would be only making it better for him. 2 massive sixes. He appeared to be struggling in the last over when he got hit by Matt and beaten by the pace, but those 2 shots, absolutely gem. Big, huge shots. That's a good comeback by Matt. Ball kept a bit low coming onto the stumps. You cannot give Aaron Johnson width. He is looking for, on the stumps, there's very little he can do, but if you give him the height and a bit of width, he's going to throw his arms. Pretty much like what Chris Gayle loves to do.
Yeah, and I think Grizzlies have started well here, Sheil, because now they are on the run rate that is needed.
Yes.
At the end of 4 overs, they're 36 for 1. They started the innings requiring 9 runs per over. They're very close to that target.
The Thunderbolts would be seriously thinking about unleashing their band of spinners from here on. Yeah, that's a lovely shot by Ravind Gunashekhar again. Sounded very handsome from the bat. 2 quick runs on the cover point fence. That's all they need after those big boundaries. The end of 4th over, it's 38 for 1.
So we see introduction of another left-arm spinner who was one of the peak of the bowlers yesterday in Rahul Nama. He's very consistent with his line and length, but he has a massive task here to keep Aaron Johnson quiet. It's not going to be easy.
This is an interesting contest, agree with you.
Starts off well. Kept it a little slower outside off stump. Aaron just tapped it for a single.
Grizzlies would hope this partnership to continue for a few more overs. The minor league format is such that the teams that quickly pick up some points in the initial games tend to have a huge advantage continuing into the tournament, and it's the teams that are in the middle of the table that becomes extremely tantalizing for them. And I think both Thunderbolts and Grizzlies are in that position. They don't want to fall too much behind the leaders. This game is very important considering it's going to be a very busy next weekend for Thunderbolts here. But a win for either of these teams would put them, keep them in contention of grabbing the top 2 spots for the West region. That's a big shot. Ravinder Gunesh over the mid-wicket fence. That's a huge six. We have seen 3 massive sixes, and that's one of the bigger ones.
Yep. I think he was eyeing for that length there. And as soon as it was a little flighted, slower in pace, just stepped down the track for a huge six over cow corner.
Clearly, the conditions seem to be very different from yesterday. Ravinder Gunesh probably because they had lost both their openers cheaply, had a bit of pressure on him to stay and score. But with Aaron Johnson in there today, he's feeling a little liberated because that shot didn't show any ounce of pressure on him at this point. Just picked it up sweetly and thumped it over mid-wicket. Once again, trying something big, but just placing in that mid-wicket region again. This time the fielder was pushed after that big six, creating a bit of real estate. After power play, I've always said, we've been talking about it since yesterday, there's a lot of empty spaces in the closing field. Tap the ball and there is a lot of return on investment to come from there.
And I must say that Grizzlies run really well between the wickets. Yesterday also we saw some really good running between the wickets.
Good point. Changing the angle a bit round the wicket. Rahul Nama once again, Gunesekara tapping it for a single. The run rate is upwards of 10 now. They're going extremely well. There's a lot of headache there for Thunderbolts.
Yeah, even though he scored well in this over, but still he's going 10 runs of his first 5 balls, thanks to that big six from Gunesekara. It's a good ball to close the over. 10 runs of it. It's 48 for 1 at the end of 5.
From USA to India, experience journeys like never before. Book your tickets today with Fantastic Fare, your ticket to cricket and beyond. Book today and celebrate with Fantastic Fare.
Five overs done, 48 for 1, 9.6 rate. And in the kind of circumstances, they're always going for a few expensive shots. Ian Dev Chauhan brings his trump card. Shatley wants Colquick.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Shatley brings all his experience into play here. Both the batsmen are looking solid. They're going after the bowling attack. So it's going to be an interesting contest here.
Coming into the game yesterday, this season, Shatley has picked up a wicket in his first over, all the games, in that contentious LBW call yesterday, which was denied. Almost, if that was given, he would have continued that blemishless record of picking up a wicket in the first over. So it would be important to see. But I would be curious to see if he continues that trend again.
Yep, he started with the slower cutter there. So I'm pretty sure he's going to bowl a lot of cutters in the middle over here. And Shatley has some good slower balls. So it's going to be an interesting contest with Aaron Johnson. He hasn't had a strike for a...
And he likes space on the ball. Oh, that was up in the air. Took the gloves. It was wide of the wicket keeper, Lahirukun Lee.
Beautiful shots, beautiful shots.
Need for a wicket, and this is now for Thunderbolts. But Grizzlies doing it really well at this point.
Absolutely. They're already 50 for 1 in 5.2 overs. That's where they had to be.
63 more runs needed for them.
Shatley is cutting down the pace.
Oh, that's played up
That's
in the air. And it falls in the low man. Deep square leg. And the fine leg fielders converging, but nobody could reach the ball. Just a single. There was really a half chance there, or maybe a quarter chance.
Yeah. And again, on the wicket, did not give
enough room
for the batsman.
Here we go, Shaz. It's wicket time now. One in the air, one in the air.
Yeah, swing and a miss there. Aaron Johnson, he has got his intention clear. He's a bit of a stand-in.
Dot ball, the scoring rate goes up. Shield.
I like it, Shaz.
A very hand-eye coordination kind of player, Aaron Johnson. Not too much of a footwork. So stand and deliver kind of a player. Gets enough amount of return with that technique. He trusts it. Once again, just climbs into that ball. If that's the best way I could describe that. The body language here from Thunderbolts looking a little flat. They need a wicket to inject some degree of excitement and energy.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is a good tight over from Shadley here. Only 4 conceded so far of his 5 balls. So if Shadley can ball a couple of overs like that in the middle, that will make the game even more exciting.
And wickets will come too, because there's going to be risk taken by the batters. Once again, innovation there from the Sri Lankan batter, Rubendu Gunasekara. We spoke ad nauseum in the first innings that the batters didn't try much sweeps, and we've seen a few today, lap shots and that kind, and this was one of those, yielding 2 runs. It was up in the air but played safe. At the end of 6, at a rate of 9 per over, 54 for 1. Another change in the bowling. After a couple of spin overs that went for some runs, the Thunderbolts trying the medium pacers again, and this time it's Cincy.
So first left-arm seam option that Thunderbolts have tried now. Cincy, vastly experienced.
Once again, stand and deliver from Aaron Johnson, reaching out to that shot, the feet nowhere near the ball. A single.
The bad speed and the way the ball goes, the power of Aaron Johnson, it's incredible to watch.
Strong forearms. Everything that comes into that ball, the energy that he gets is coming from the shoulder mostly. Those kinds, Virendra Sehwag being one. We've seen a few West Indian cricketers who love to play that way. The Puritans of the sport might frown and fret that they're throwing the book of the technique out of the window, but who cares as long as they can get runs, and that's the most important part. And runs at a pace like that, 21 of 19 so far. Gunasekara is playing a gem of an innings out here. He's looked busy since the time he's come in, played a couple of big shots, finding the gaps, very crafty.
Yep, and I think that was really well fielded by Shadley there. The batsman was thinking for a 2, but he ran really hard to keep it down to 1.
Yeah, he was getting ready for that. Made a little bit of adjustment of his feet as the bowler was coming in. There was it was a full toss and placed very well. the square on the offside, nobody there, 4 runs.
Since he tried a York the batsman, but Aaron took it on the full and dispatched it to the cover point boundary.
Six runs already in this over, and still half of it remaining. 53 to get. The asking rate still hovering around that 9.6 runs, which means they are scoring at that rate every over. Now, a couple of wickets or a couple of slightly more calmer overs would be needed at this point. That seems to how much of a difference one particular day does to the same conditions, the same ground, same wicket. It's just players wake up differently with a different mindset, and the game starts looking completely different. Oh, again, Gunasekara this time. The cover fielder was slightly closer. He lofted the ball above that fielder's head. Couple of runs.
A bit by the running,
especially Gunasekara. He's an absolute hair between the wicket. He runs hard for his own runs. He runs hard for his partner. Consummate team man, absolutely. That's an expensive over there. 10 runs coming up that over. 7 done. 64 for 1.
United Tax, empowering your financial future. Expert financial planning, reliable taxation services, building wealth, minimizing tax, serving families and businesses nationwide. Contact us for further discussions.
It's almost, the run rate is around 10 runs and over now, but they have wickets in hand and they have 2 well-set batsmen. Obviously Aaron Johnson is the danger man here, but Gunasekara is actually slowly building his innings at the strike rate of almost 200 here.
Yeah, he's the one who's actually creating the momentum out here. Singles would not be bothering Thunderbolts, although they would not want a constant change of left and right batters. But a wicket would change the equation quite a bit. Six runs from his first over, Shadley, was very economical. In fact, in the scheme of things, that's an over that kind of dragged things back a little.
True. This is going to be a big over though. Oh, very well nicely bowled again from Shadley. He's rolling his fingers and using the soft nature of the ball here in the pitch.
But he bent his back there.
One up. Changes the entire game here, Shad. Changes the entire game.
Once again, that was a bit pacey there, clearly.
Yeah, Shadley is actually mixing it well. That was a pace-up ball. Gunasekara tried to swing it towards the mid-wicket boundary.
He's clearly bending his back here, Shadley.
One up. Here comes the catch now, boys. Stay in there. Here comes the catch. Think they might retire him.
Generating some pace. Oh, this time it was a slower ball. Ravindu was foxed completely. He tried to take the initiative going down the wicket, and this time he dragged the length back a little, rolled his arms over, and clearly beating all ends up.
Well, the batsman was trying to give himself a room to go over the offside, but Shadley wisely foxing with the length and the pace of the ball. And again,
this is turning out to be an absolute gold dust of an over. 2 runs so far in 5 balls. The 2 batsmen, middle of the pitch conference suddenly. That's how close the game is. 1 economical over, and suddenly the asking run rate is 11.2 now. And there is a need for them to manufacture a shot. That brings in the risk element and also a chance for Thunderbolts to cash in with a wicket. What will Gunasekara do in this ball? The last one of this over. Oh, he tries for another expansive one. Shadley
what an
closes.
over there from Shadley. Only 2 of it.
True. Absolutely. In the scheme of things, we were discussing an over like this can change the complete dynamic, and suddenly there's pressure on the batsman. The end of 8, 66 for 1.
Real estate has been my life for the past 20 years.
Look, anyone can write a contract, but Alka guides you to the right decision.
Alka's enthusiasm and professionalism in the real estate field makes her tops.
Yeah, we've known Alka for almost 20 years. We've done 8 transactions with her. Do we need to say anything more?
Two overs for 8 runs for Shadley. What an incredible piece of bowling. Now the question is, would Thunderbolts retain an over from him for the death, or would they want to go for an attack and bowl his third, the trot here? A lot to think for Ian Chauhan. Rahul Nama starts his next. Went for 10 in his first over. Oh, Aaron Johnson, nothing short really. Couldn't get much momentum behind it, just trickled down towards the cover. Single was always on, with Gunasekara on the other end. I think, Anurag, the left and right combination is also something that the spinners wouldn't like, because every time, every ball, they have to change their line and length.
And also it's easier for the left-arm batsman to play a left-arm off spinner. So this is going to be a good battle. I think this is the one that Grizzlies would hope that Gunasekara takes on Rahul here.
Yeah, he's going big. I think he's going big. Not so much. Plays on the ground.
It's good, smart bowling there. Drag the length a little bit.
He's a smart bowler. We saw that yesterday, Rahul Nama. He's not going to sit down and let the batsman take advantage of his bowling. He's someone who's always in the game, thinking hard, has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Oh, that's a big one. That comes from Aaron Johnson. No chance whatsoever. Over the side screen in the front. Sticks. Big shot.
In the moment it was pitched up, Aaron Johnson had only one direction that he wanted to go with this ball. And it was a meaty blow.
The anticipation was in the air. Something was about to give after that miserly last over. Both the batters were etching to get on with the game, and finally a big shot comes in. Grizzlies will be breathing a little easy after that. They still need some more momentum there. 74 for 1, 8.3. Oh. This time reaching out for it once again. That's Aaron Johnson for you. It's so much of energy coming from his forearm. It almost seemed like it would land in the lap of the fielder, who was the boundary rider there, but it sails over the boundary line. Another 6. So what was a moment of slight control that the Thunderbolts achieved in the last over, those two big shots sort of taking that away.
And if you look at the shot, he fetched it almost from 7th, 8th stump there and posted it the square leg fielder for a 6.
He trusts his reach, he trusts his hands, and generates a lot of momentum from there. Once again, this time that was another pitched a little short. I think gave into the plans, Rahul Nama, and it pitched up. It kind of kicked up to height, which Aaron Johnson loved. Lifted it over the mid-wicket fence for 6. 3 sixes in that over.
That was the over that Grizzlies were hoping and looking for, and it came from yesterday's best bowler in Rahul Nama. It was a 20.
How did a global retail pharmacy increase orders by 100%? How did a multinational bank build a #1 rated digital app? With people who help leading companies transform through technology. Engineer a better future. Discover how at ust.com.
'86 for 1 after 9. Thing is, the last wicket, the only wicket that fell at 19, which means they have conjured up a partnership of 67 runs. That's by far, from the standards of this Tollgate Farm since yesterday, is a massive partnership. We haven't seen anything more than 20s and 30s. So considering the circumstances, this is gold dust, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think how well has Aaron Johnson played on this pitch? I mean, and also how well. Nobody was sure how the pitch play, but it has played pretty evenly. Hasn't seen any unexpected bounce here. In fact, the ball hasn't stayed as low as it was in the first innings yesterday. But how well has Aaron Johnson played here? An incredible innings, given the pressure, given the bowling attack. He started slow today, but has picked up since then.
Matt Hennig coming up. He's one of the two bowlers who's going to finish off 3 overs today. He's so far given 24 runs of his 2 overs. that's well played again towards the third man fence. Just a single. Gunasekara has given a very able support to Aaron Johnson's belligerence. In fact, time when Aaron Johnson was struggling to meddle the ball, Gunasekara ensured that the momentum stayed. And even when that two overs where Thunderbolts were having the control over proceedings, they did not panic. And that over from Rahul Nama sort of brought them back and more. Oh, that's flicked high and could be a chance there. The ball was up in the air, but fell very well short of the deep fine leg fielder.
Yeah.
Just a single.
And I'm pretty sure that this is the over where Matt is actually trying to get a breakthrough for Seattle. They need a breakthrough urgently. If not one, they need at least 2 wickets back to back if they want to have any sort of chance in this game. Because Aaron is taking it away from them.
It's incredible to see that every shot that was played in the air by Thunderbolts batters landed in the lap of the fielders. And everything that the Grizzlies batters are playing in the air are falling in the no man's land.
Yeah, that's the sort of luck that you need as a team, going into a crucial game.
It could be luck. It could also be how are they looking at their angles, setting the field. Because it almost seems like sometimes the Thunderbolts fielders are probably chasing the ball instead of actually getting their field placement accurately as per what the bowlers need. That's an area that they would like to plug quickly. On the cover point boundary, but 2 runs nevertheless. He's an absolute hair in between the stumps.
Great execution there, Matt. Beautiful stuff here, Matt.
He's a tall man, tall strides, but runs swiftly.
Yeah, and Shadley's an outstanding fielder in the boundary.
Yeah.
So taking him on is never easy, but he's been running it very easily.
So far the over's good, 4 runs only, and they would hope that they can keep it without a boundary. On the other hand, Grizzlies would want to take at least one big scoring shot in this over. That's played up in the air once again, dropped short from the fielders that were converging on the leg side. There's no timing in that ball whatsoever.
Absolutely. This has been a good over so far, only 5 of it. A big last ball coming along. 10th over.
Aaron Johnson. Very close to a 50 here. Flicked hard. His leg stump. Just a single in the deep square boundary. Takes him to 48. That's the end of the 10th over. 92 for 1.
How did a global retail pharmacy increase orders by 100%? How did a multinational bank build a #1 rated digital app? With people who help leading companies transform through technology. Engineer a better future. Discover how at ust.com.
Ravindra Gunasekara, 25 of 22. He's played such an important hand here. Aaron Johnson, obviously 48 of 29.
Yep. And Shadley is going to come back into the attack to bowl his final over. It's going to be a crucial penultimate over. Interestingly, he's bowling around the wicket to Aaron Johnson. Clearly some plans he has. The point boundary is, the point fielder is back on the boundary.
It makes it so interesting. Oh, that was a full toss. Slightly wide of the off stump, but played on the leg side, interestingly. And probably that around the wicket thing foxed Aaron Johnson, because the ball was actually outside the off stump, full toss. He got 2 runs. Tension is in the air. Most important decision is if Shadley is bowling this over, the only other bowler who has got, because they've completed match 3, Shadley is going to bowl 3. The only bowler who can bowl the last over now is Sensi, unless they bring in a new bowler to bowl the last one. Once again, outside the off stump.
Shadley. This is brilliant.
He's bowling it full. Again, Gunasekara. His running between the wicket is going to be a highlight of this chase, because he's just not letting the difference go away. And that's Aaron Johnson's 50. In fact, he scored his 50 in the previous ball. What a fantastic innings.
It's incredible innings. Given the state of the game, given how he started, but he has played fabulously after that. And there's a slight, I think, a cramp or injury to Gunasekara here.
Yeah, he's been running like his life depends on it. Looks like he's in a bit of a spot of bother. His back or hamstring of that kind. Looks like lower back.
Sometimes it's also something that the batsmen do to
get a drink
too. It's been hard. It's been humid. They've been running hard. So, but clearly there's some discomfort that he has in his lower back.
17 runs of 10. At this stage, at this stage we should be going with. The equation is loaded in favor of the batters. They should win it from here for all rhyme or reason. 10 balls, 17. But there's obviously always a big but. Anything can happen in cricket. You can never say things definitely. And this is one of those close games.
And one of the factors that I can clearly see between the two teams has been their fielding. I think the fielding effort for Grizzlies was fabulous. And Thunderbolts hasn't been up to the mark today. Oh, but that's a brilliant ball from Shadley. Much needed dot ball there.
Dot ball at this stage is like absolute treasure. Especially Aaron Johnson. He's looking to reach out. He does not have too much of footwork, so if they can keep it full and wide, he's not getting enough in terms of width. Well, the moment you give him a little more width like that, and it is not a full ball, he's going to take full toll of it. At this stage, it does not matter whether it's an outside edge or whether it's, as long as it's scoring a boundary, that's the only thing that matters, and that's a well-needed 4 for the Grizzlies.
Yep, fortune favors the brave. He's been brave in playing all his shots today. And that one took an outside edge, a thick outside edge.
That brings up the 100. 100 for 1. How wonderful has this partnership been? 81 runs these two have put together. Once again, dug it out. And what a fantastic shot. That's the brilliance of Aaron Johnson. It almost seemed like a York length. He had to dig it out. There was a lot of dust when he played that shot, but it bulleted over the boundary line for another 6. What an incredible shot.
How did he duck that one out for a 6? That's the amazing power of this man.
It looks like the best way to explain that shot is he shoveled it because there was a full. It was a bottom hand shot. He shoveled it out completely, and the ball sailed over the boundary line. Massive six. At this one, once again, picked up and put it on the offside. 4 runs. At the end of 11th over, it's 110 now for 1. And that was another shot that Aaron Johnson, this time he was in complete control. Full ball. He medaled it well. There was nobody on the boundary line on the offside. 4 runs. 110 for 1 after 11. Three to win at the last over. Interesting to see who's going to bowl the last over now. They will have to try a new bowler, and I think they're trying that. At this stage, it's safe to say that Grizzlies have got it covered. They didn't lose a single wicket after that Rahul Jariwala wicket. 91 runs or 91 runs put together by this partnership.
Yeah. And I think, with the left-hander on strike, maybe there was a chance to bring in Rishabh earlier in the day. But things didn't go as expected. So now he's bowling the last over with only 3 to defend.
At 66 from 35. Yeah, that paddle sweep there, that should get them a couple of runs, and the scores will be level now. Incredible win. A lot of confidence. And one would wonder if Thunderbolts lost a trick today, going for an overtly aggressive approach in their batting, though they made it up towards the end. But if they would have probably looked at preserving their wickets a bit and scored 10 or 15 runs more, at a little more cushion to defend. But I wish ifs and buts don't win you games. The Grizzlies have really taken this by the scruff of the neck and made sure they played it brilliantly. Well, these are the things we can avoid, honestly. There's just a run to be scored, and here we are, batters trying to change their apparatus.
Yeah, it's clearly not needed. Obviously only a run needed here.
Yeah, it's formality's sake there. And of course, that's the winning shot from Ravindra Gunasekara. It was a rain-affected game today, a shortened game, and the Grizzlies have done it superbly.
Even Stevens, this contest between the two teams, Thunderbolts won yesterday, Grizzlies today. Fabulous run chase. Just 1 wicket down. How good has Aaron Johnson been today?
We were expecting one of those classic Aaron Johnson blitz to hit the Seattle. And a happy camp, Grizzlies. They had a dismal outing yesterday, but I'm sure they're taking back a lot of momentum from here. So let's take a look at the batting card, and it's a pretty powerful one at that. Just one wicket lost. Rahul Jariwala, 15 runs. He was the one who started the attack because Aaron was not sort of finding his bearings in the first few overs, but then Aaron Johnson, he's that kind of a player. You can't keep him quiet for long. 66 of 35. Ravindra Gunasekara played brilliantly and ran brilliantly between the wicket. Between the two of them, they sat them in. The game was done and dusted. From the Thunderbolts' point of view, they tried out a bunch of bowlers. They tried out most 7 bowlers today. 6 bowlers, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, and I think the peak of their bowlers was Sujit Nayak, the top of the innings. He bowled brilliantly in the power play. Got the only wicket, the solitary wicket today of Rahul Jariwala. Matt was touch expensive, with Aaron Johnson played well to his pace that he offered 3 overs for 30. Rahul Nama was... That's how cricket is these days. The one day you are man of the match, the next day you go for runs. So he went for a lot today, 30 off his chew. Shadley bowled brilliantly, but didn't have a wicket in his wicket column. 3 overs 26. Since he bowled 1 over, just 1 over for 10 runs. So it's been a good weekend of cricket for Seattle fans. Incredible weather. Good pitch, good ground, some great cricket game played by both the teams. It's been a great opportunity to watch and bring this live telecast to you, all of you, here from the Tollgate Farms.
Absolutely. So to sum it all up, that was it. I guess the difference between the 2 days that we saw, when wickets fall, the batsman, it has a tremendous effect. So for a chase like this, and for Thunderbolts to have a contact, that control over the game, they needed to take wickets. And like you mentioned, once they failed to take that, there was a lot of confidence. The batters took a lot of risks that came off, and eventually an easy win. That's not yet updated, but as it would have it, to the number 3 spot after playing their 6 games at 8 points, and Thunderbolts will be looking forward to their next weekend, which happens to be a pretty busy one. They've got a bunch of games, a couple of double headers on every day, and that's going to be a weekend that could be a make or break for them. But as you said, it was a good weekend of sport here. And connect again next week once as we bring in that busy set of games for you. It was a pleasure for Anurag and me to